Welcome everyone, Dr. Mandell here. I want to review the two most important ways that you can determine if your eggs are fresh or not. The first thing I want to say is that when you buy eggs, there's always an expiration date. Although if you have eggs after that expiration date, it does not mean that they are bad. And I'll go over that in just a second. The next thing I want to say is that if you are one that doesn't like eggs or disagrees with that kind of a diet, let's be respectful to others and let's not knock anyone because that's their choice of eating eggs. There are millions of people out there who eat eggs. If you look to the left, you'll notice that that is a perfectly normal egg. The yolk and the egg white is really close together. You'll notice that the yolk is nice and fluffy, and it's not perfectly translucent. It's kind of like off-colored. If you look to the right, it looks more translucent. The egg white, you can barely even see it, and the yolk is going to be very flat. Okay, so those are really important things to pick out if it's fresh or if it's not fresh. And let's look over here. This is probably one of the best ways to determine if your eggs are good or bad. In this particular float test, what we're doing here is we're taking an egg and we're dropping it in a big pot of water. And if you notice a fresh egg to the left, it's going to sit on its side. All right, and I'll explain why in just a second. As the egg gets a little older, it's going to go all the way to the bottom, but it's going to kind of be either on one end or the other end. And if it's older, you'll notice you can see 3 to 4 weeks, it's going to sit more or less straight up. Now, if the egg is very old, it's going to float. Why? Because the shells are porous. That means that air slowly makes its way inside the egg. And as the egg is around longer, more air gets in and it becomes more buoyant. So therefore, we can tell a very old egg. Now, if the egg is a couple weeks old, you still can hard boil that egg and it can stay around even longer. But I wanted you to give you understanding that just because the eggs are past the expiration date, it does not mean that they are bad. There are so many people who talk about that. So that's really it. I really wanted to just go over this and explain the most important thing about this because of the fact that there are so many people that throw out eggs at the time of the expiration date. They become all panicky. Try this egg buoyancy test as well as looking at the eggs. Gives you a better understanding. Also, you can take the egg and you can shake it next to your ear. And if you hear a lot of movement in there, that's not good. Eggs generally should be pretty quiet and pretty filled up inside that shell. As time goes on, it starts to get smaller and smaller. As air comes in, oxidation, things start to obviously get smaller. Well, that's it. I hope that you enjoyed this program. Please check me out, motivational.com, Facebook. Go ahead and like that page. A lot of great stuff we post over there. I wish all the blessings to you and your family. And again, people out there, please don't take this offensively if you're not an egg eater. Make it a great day. We'll catch up with you real soon.